All right, guys, here we go. I got a good sample set of data to share with you in regards to my blood work. And I wanted to make this video. I think it's an important one for you guys to hear and see because there's so much bad press out there about keto. And I don't want you to have in your mind that you're hurting yourself in any way by trying this protocol. It is actually very safe. So I'm approaching my 5th year on keto, guys. I started early 2017. So I'm about 4 or 5 months away from being a full 5 years. So I got my sample set of data here, 2019 numbers, and my 2021, about 2 months ago, I got some blood work done. So I recommend, you do it a little more frequently than that. I let a lot of time go by there, but it's a good contrast here to see what's been going on. I've been steady keto, guys. I do not stop keto. The only thing I do sometimes, our family, once a month, we'll get a big giant piezilla from 5 Star Pizza here in Florida. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but we do splurge on that every now and then. Other than that, guys, I don't have a whole lot of carbs in my diet. I'm very high fat. Only carbs I get are really from leafy greens and vegetables and stuff, which have fiber that buffer the carbs anyway, really. So it's low carb, high fat, and a moderate amount of protein. I eat a lot of animal fats, skins, a lot of butter, a lot of eggs, all these things that they tell you in the mainstream media that's going to give you a heart attack and raise your cholesterol and all this. It's just nonsense, and I just don't take my word for it. Look at the numbers as I explain them here and what has gone on. All right, cholesterol also is, they say that cholesterol is going to kill you. The real problem is the statins and the other drugs that they're giving people are causing all sorts of brain impairments, neurological disorders, memory loss, Alzheimer's, and that's because your brain is 80% fat. It needs fats, guys. It needs cholesterol. When you starve it of cholesterol, you start having major problems. All right? So these numbers over here are their little ranges. The problem with the ranges is that they kick out things like this that alarm people and make them think they're in trouble. All right? These ranges are changing. They change them. A group of doctors got together. This total cholesterol number used to be 225. They lowered that overnight. The LDL number's now 99. It used to be, I think, 130. What has changed? We haven't changed that much as people. No, they wanted to sell more drugs. They literally sold millions and billions overnight. They got 8 million new people on these cholesterol-lowering drugs overnight by changing these cholesterol numbers. So total cholesterol is a garbage number. It just lumps everything together. You need to get in here, pick this apart, do some ratios, which I'm going to talk about, and this is how I interpret my blood work. Now, I'm not a doctor, and this is not medical advice. You can bring this information to your doctor and see what he thinks about it. Okay, I actually got the information, the way to do these ratios, through the doctor that I did my health coaching certificate through, and it's pretty interesting stuff. And the only other way I can judge this, guys, is by the way I feel, by the way my body looks. No issues. I'm in the best shape of my life. As you can see, I'm 41 years old now and feeling better than I did when I was in my 20s, literally. All right, so let's dig into these numbers and see what has happened. So these numbers are my 2019 numbers, and this calculation here, this ratio is the 2019 calculation for my triglycerides to HDL ratio, which we're going to talk about in a second. So starting out, the blood sugar, glucose. In 2019, the glucose fasting level was 90, which it's still in shape. I mean, it's 65 to 99 is their range, so it was good. Now it's 78, so it's gone down even more, which is even better. My total cholesterol was 195. Now it's 208. So that's the alarm bells, right? Well, let's dig deeper and see what's really going on here. So people have said when they do keto that their total cholesterol number goes up, and it's true. And the reason why is because of this right here. The HDL goes up when you do keto, especially like when you use coconut oil. That helps the HDL go up. That's the so-called good cholesterol. So it went up 9 points here, as you can see. It was 80, went up 9. So the HDL went up more. The LDL did go up slightly, but the HDL is the bulk of the move in that total cholesterol number. So that's one thing to consider. The next thing is check out these triglycerides. So if you're not sure what triglycerides are, it's fat in the blood, lipids in the blood, fat. But where does that fat come from? Is it from the dietary fat? And that's the big thing right there. It is not. Triglycerides are converted sugar that turns into fat. So sugar, not just candy and ice cream, guys, bread, pasta, rice, cereal, crackers, all of this stuff turning into sugar, it gets converted, okay? I mean, it is sugar, it gets converted into fat and gets into the blood. That's the detrimental fat, not the dietary fat, not the saturated fat, not the coconut oil, not the animal fat, not the butter, none of that stuff. It's converted carbohydrates into fat that gets in the blood. So my triglycerides were 42, which in their scale here, very, very good. Now they're 31. Okay, in 2021, they're 31. They went down 11 points. That's phenomenal. All right, the HDL was 80, went up 9. This is great. So we're going to talk about this relationship here in a second. The VLDL, the VLDL 8 went down 2 points. And then the LDL we talked about went up 6 points. So should I be alarmed that this says high here and that says high there? Absolutely not. We're going to go back to these two numbers right here, triglycerides and HDL cholesterol. Okay? Here's what you want to look for. You want to look for a low triglyceride and you want to look for a higher HDL. That ratio right there, you want to take that ratio. And this also gives us another facet, which I'm going to talk about in a second, but let's talk about this ratio. So in 2019, my triglycerides to HDL ratio was 0.52. You take the triglycerides and you divide them by your HDL, you get 0.52. I did that in 2021. I had 31 divided by 89. That's 0.34. What you're shooting for in that ratio, anything that's greater than 6 is bad. Anything 2 or lower is really good. That's phenomenal. I had 0.34, guys. Okay? So that's really, really good. So what is that indicating? Well, the LDL that they say is the bad cholesterol, that has 2 different particle sizes. It has a larger particle size, and it has a smaller particle size. All right? If you have the larger particle size, that's good. That means that the LDL can't stick into little spots in your arteries. When you have the smaller particle size, it can get stuck in the arterial walls and all that stuff. This is indicating right here, the 0.34, that this is a very large particle size, which is great. As I wrote here, triglycerides are low and HDL is high. You have large LDL particles. That is what you want. Everything is in order here, guys. Forget about their little high and the total cholesterol numbers. It's all a sham. All right? So I'm telling you this because I want you to see that, no one's more consistent than me what you're eating. If you knew me or if you could talk to my family, I would tell you I am very, very consistent. I don't veer far off of the plan, and I've had a good litmus test here, guys. I'm almost 5 years in. There's 2 years about separated these 2 blood reports, and I've actually gotten better over time, and I've been consistently eating high fats. No refined carbohydrates, guys. No white rices, the pastas, the cereals, none of that stuff. All right? If you want to really improve your health, okay, what I've done, I've really went 180 degrees opposite of what mainstream is saying about this stuff, and my health has really, really improved. All right, so as you can see, this report was done 4/30/2021, and now it is June 18th, so just about 2 months ago. I am going to go, every 3 to 6 months now going forward just to keep tabs on it and see how we're doing. And that's pretty much it, guys. So I wanted to show you this. Keto is not going to kill you. Stop listening to the mainstream media. But also, if you get a test like this, review it with your doctor and bring up some of the points that I'm talking about. Bring him these ratios. See what he says. Ask him about these numbers over here. See what he says. If your doctor tells you to get on statin drugs with a 208 total cholesterol, I would get a different doctor. All right? So, other than that, guys, that's it. I hope this has been informative for you, and I wish you luck with the Keto Reset protocol. Any questions, guys? Facebook Messenger is the way to get me. Enjoy the program, guys. I know you can have success with it. I've been successful with it, and many others have been too. Good luck.